So I remember leaving the house at 16, going to Huntsville, Alabama, where I studied at Oakwood University. And then after those 4 years, I went to Michigan to study at Andrews University to do what is called the seminary, study to be a pastor, not using those degrees. Like, not at all anymore. After I had finished doing all of that and I finally got my first assignment and then my second one, it was probably in about year 4, year 5, I started to feel that maybe this isn't it. The only thing that could really make sense of my feelings is like, I climbed to the top of the ladder and realized that it was leaning against the wrong building. This is not the life that I wanted. This is not the life that I saw myself living. So I had to figure out what else did I need to do I need to do? How am I going to pivot? Will I pivot? Am I too old to pivot? Yeah, I need something else.
So I figured maybe I needed a hobby, something to take my mind off of everything. Maybe I was just being discontent. I don't know what the word is. I'm on the Stairmaster. Hate this thing. But I figured maybe I just needed something else. So I picked up my camera, picked up videography, started shooting with other people that I met on Instagram. I was trying everything. I started exercising a lot more, went to therapy. Nothing seemed to help. And I thought maybe if I had like a second business, and this was before I even thought of going into marketing and stuff like that for videography and photography. I thought that if I had another business or a business outside of pastoring, that would be fulfilling. I can do both and. That's another story for another time.
Nothing was helping. I needed to figure out what to do because I couldn't continue to live this way. I was listening to a podcast from Jay Shetty, and he said, it has nothing to do with feelings. Feelings come and go.
It has everything to do with how you think about what you're doing. And my thoughts around what I was doing is that I didn't want to do it any longer. I needed something different. So that's what I went in search of.
So I'm just going to disturb you for just 1 second. If you love this, go ahead and like this video. You can do that. Don't be shy. I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you. And if you really love this, you can subscribe. Yeah, that is definitely an option. And I'd love to see you subscribe. And if you really want to just follow along the journey and see what I'm up to, maybe you're a bit nosy as well. You can hit the bell so you will never miss what I'm doing here on YouTube. I know, it doesn't mean much to you, but it does mean everything to me. So like, subscribe, hit the bell, and yeah, I'll love you forever. All right, cool. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, I was chasing something different. I didn't exactly know what that was, but I knew that I needed it, and I needed it fast. So, to be honest, I was in a space where I was asking God, like, hey, what's going on here? Because your boy needs a way out. And it was at that moment in time where I realized I was done. I couldn't do it anymore. I didn't want to be where I was, that I stopped complaining about things and I started to figure out what I needed to do. So I enrolled myself in a digital marketing class, finished that, certified as a digital marketer in North America and also internationally as well. I took as many courses as humanly possible. If it had to do with business, if it had to do with cameras, I took those courses. I wanted to know how to be a better technician, but also better business person. I read books. If there was anything that I needed to learn,
I made sure that I was consuming it. I knew that if I wanted to make this leap, if I wanted to make this my full-time job, if I wanted to make this business a reality, that I would have to lessen the gap between the things I know and the things I don't know. Yeah, so here I am 3 years later, after I realized I couldn't do what I was doing before. And honestly, this has been a dream. I have more time with my family, I have more time for myself, but I'm also busier as well. Like sometimes my days are 12 to 14 hours, but I'm happy doing it. I didn't know how much I needed the entrepreneurial life of the hustle, the bustle, the figuring out and problem solving. Yeah, it has been special. I prioritized my mental health, I prioritized my family, and yeah, I have absolutely no regrets. I would do it again. And I know that for many people this is super, super risky, but I don't see any other way that I could have done this. And you know, many people have asked me, how did you do this? Like, what did that even look like? Did it through a whole lot of support from my friends, my family, and there was definitely a whole lot of prayer, planning, therapy, maybe a little crying too. But yeah, that's pretty much how I did it, and that's kind of how I had to do it. I was actually coming here to take a walk and pick a nice spot for us to talk, but that doesn't look like that's gonna happen because it is raining right now. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and find some shelter. And that's pretty much how I made this transition, with the people I love in mind. Sorry for the background and whatnot. It's completely blown out, but hey, it is what it is. I totally forgot my ND filter. Not that you care about that, but yeah, I did all this with my family in mind, and I did it with my friends and my family. In particular, I have a really great support system and people who have been very encouraging to me, allowing me to process this entire change. Now on the financial side, for sure, you know, you definitely had to do some serious planning. And that was done. But more so than anything else, just being able to have the social support of your friends and family, and then on top of that, the accountability that I have in some of the people I've surrounded myself with as well, has been special. It's funny because I remember this one particular moment in time, and I don't even know if my therapist is supposed to say these things to me, but he did. I went to the office and sat down, and I said to him, I was like, yeah, I think I'm done. I'm ready to move on and do something else. He's like, what's stopping you? I said, probably myself. And he said, then you probably should quit. I was like, what? What do you mean? He's like, do you have any doubt that this is gonna work? I'm like, no, I don't. He's like, then you already have your answer. It's like, okay, cool. So let's start figuring this thing out. This is in no way something that I could have done on my own. And one of the biggest supporters is my wife. My wife has been a rock. I told her what I wanted to do, and she's like, yeah, cool, let's do it. That's pretty much that. If the wife's good, I'm good. Last thing I would say is just bet on yourself. Would you rather stay in a job that pays you well
and you're unfulfilled, hey, if that's you, by all means, go for it. But that's not something that I wanted for myself. The feeling and the joy of waking up on a Monday morning and not having Monday blues, it's amazing. But I understand it's scary, and a lot of times people will focus on the what ifs. What if this doesn't work out? What if I fall flat on my face? What if things don't go the way that I want it to go? Newsflash, it's not gonna go the way you want it to go. And that's why you have to learn how to be flexible. You need to learn how to problem solve on the go. Things will not go the way that you want it to go. It will not happen in the timing that you want it to happen. But if you're able to problem solve, if you're able to be flexible on the go, knowing that nothing's ever for sure, then you'll be fine. Probably the most important thing for me that keeps me grounded is having a community of people that I stay accountable to. And that's very important. People that will call you out when you are not doing what you're supposed to be doing, when you're slacking off. Yeah, just people that just can hold your feet to the fire. You're spending money the way that you shouldn't be spending it, whatever it is. However much access you're willing to allow that person to your life will determine how much accountability they can have in your life. Does that make sense? If you give them greater access to your life, they will be able to keep you accountable in many areas of your life that relates to the business. And the more access, the more authentic. And the more authentic accountability, I think, the better you are. Now, with the right person, of course. Anyway, that's all for me today. If this is something that blessed your spirit, go ahead and like this. If this is something that you want to keep up with, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, blow it up, people's elbow it, and all of that great stuff. And if you want to get an alert of when the next one comes out, go ahead and hit that bell as well. Please do. Until the next one, go ahead and do something creative today. Peace.